Hey guys, in preparation for Agatha All Along, we are going to be reviewing Wandavision. Let's get into it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Underline Podcast. I am the nerd with the laughs here with...
Nerd with the knowledge.
That's right. And as you said, we're going to be prepping for Agatha All Along, which we are super pumped for. Mm-hmm. We are excited. We're in the spooky season, so it's fitting that we're getting Agatha All Along now. They were smart in releasing that right now in September, because it's going to run up
through
to
October, into November.
It's going to go past Halloween, right?
Yeah.
It's how many episodes is it slated for?
Don't know. I want to say it's probably about
at least it's got to be at least nine, like just like WandaVision.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this podcast hadn't been born yet when WandaVision released.
Correct.
So because of that, we never got to nerd out about it. Well, we did just over the phone with each other.
Correct.
But we not in front of you guys and stuff like that. So we want to break down the show, because as we have learned before, this is part of a trilogy type series. Yeah, we've got WandaVision being the first one, Agatha All Along is the second one, and then Vision Quest is gonna wrap up
the Vision series, Vision Quest, whatever
it's called, the Vision series. Yeah,
that's gonna be
the trilogy of the three. So we're gonna dive through that, give our Stone ratings, all that good stuff. You guys know what it is. So we're gonna dive into that. But first, Spitfire round.
Ew.
So now we kind of a little bit. We're kind of switching it up. We kind of liked how producer gave us the question, and then we both go head to head on it. Right? Yeah. So, producer, what is the topic or what is the question today?
Yes.
Name the heroes and villains. Didn't we do this?
No. That came back to life?
No.
Oh, no. Last time was the got their powers from something, right? Yeah. All right. So what is it? Name the hero or villains that came back. That died. Hero and villains.
Villains.
Sorry. Hero or villains that died and came back to life. Okay. So let's win. Okay. How many got?
You guys better not put Gamora on there. She don't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, Gamora.
Because that's not the one that came by. The one that came back didn't die.
Yeah. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Fuck you! I got 6. Damn it! Hopefully one of yours don't count.
I don't see why they wouldn't. All of them I know they died. Came back.
All right, say who you have.
All right, so Captain America has died and has came back because he died in Civil War. The comics, he got shot and he died.
Here we go, you and your goddamn comics.
Wanda has died multiple times and came back.
All right.
Fuck! Jean Grey has died.
We're talking about that this episode, and I totally forgot her.
And came back.
Who?
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. God damn it! How did I not forget?
Gambit has died and is about to come back. But he's done. It's happened before.
I didn't put Gambit.
Superman died, came back.
Yeah.
Iron Man has died and has came back. And then Reed, I only put Reed, but it's Reed Richards. He has died and came back.
When has he died and come back?
In the comics. No, obviously not in the movies yet. But he has died and he has came back. So.
Okay. Shit. He got all 7? So then you win no matter if mine are true or not. So I've got Joker, Superman.
Joker has died for sure.
Tony Stark, Harley Quinn. Huh? They die when they go in the vat. And that's how they got their powers. Or when they're in the toxic. They die and come back.
More of a mutation, but Joker has died and came back. So that I give you. But Harley Quinn has not. That to my knowledge, I don't know if she has died and came back.
Well, look at it in Suicide Squad. She went into the vat she fell in, and then he came back and he revived her.
Yeah.
He
blew into her mouth.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so that counts. Electro, he died and came back, and then Green Goblin. I think I wasn't 100% on
Green
that
Goblin
one.
died. Yeah. A couple
Okay,
times, yeah.
I wasn't sure, and then she called time, so I don't know how the fuck you got
So
through those that fast.
I got a few names here that put
Ooh, what's
Okay, what you got?
C-3PO.
See, it's goddamn it,
Aw,
goddamn it.
damn, I forgot about that.
They dismembered him and then
Time out.
Chewbacca put him back together.
No, time out.
His head was on, put on
That-
backwards. It was on the.
That don't count because he's a computer. He can't die.
But
No, but
He can be reassembled,
he's
but not
essentially an AI.
correct. But it's not. He's not a living being. I'm sorry, but if you can be backed up, you cannot die.
all right, I'll do that.
That's bullshit.
Okay, I would have taken it, but
You said it's Superman. Miss Marvel in the comics.
Miss Marvel, yeah, okay.
Robin.
Robin,
Oh,
dude,
fuck.
Red Hood. What is
Jesus
wrong with me?
Christ.
Fuck you.
Bucky.
oh fuck yeah.
Oh god damn you.
Palpatine.
Palpatine's good. Palpatine's good.
True.
And you said,
Darth Maul. No, technically he
He
didn't
never
die.
died.
He got cut in half.
I think in the comics.
Possibly.
Oh, it was on the list for.
Okay.
You already said Jean Grey, Wonder Woman.
Oh, for real.
They said Red Skull,
Oh, Red.
Poison Ivy.
Thor.
She has died. Thor has died. Yeah.
Thor in the comics.
Thor's died.
In the comics.
A few times.
You said Green Goblin, Professor X.
Oh fuck yeah, that's right.
In the comics?
Yeah.
Because
And in
97, that's not. He didn't die. He never actually died.
But he was like
He
in
was
this
dead
coma.
to the world, but he wasn't dead. I'm
was
sorry, guy. Comas, you're still alive. You're still heart beating.
Okay.
And then is Spider-Man
Oh yeah.
with Dr. Ock.
Oh, that is technically dead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. That's one I'm pissed at that I am fucking right. We're at Deadpool, Wolverine, all of them fuckers.
True.
Bucky, yeah.
How did
Deadpool,
we not-
Wolverine, I don't know
put
why. I
Cap.
didn't-
How did I not put fucking Bucky?
Yeah, that's
Stupid.
a fuck up on your end. I don't get how Cap and then Bucky wasn't
Wasn't
next.
next, yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck me, man. You're up again. You're closing that gap, man. You're getting
Closing.
that.
You mean
No, the gap of you winning.
I'm already winning?
No, of you about to win it all. You're getting close to 10.
Oh, that's right. We had a goal.
You're
I
at
forgot
about
that.
you're at, if I believe
Like
right,
8 or
you're at
7?
8
7 or 8,
now.
yeah.
8-5 I believe is the new score.
Yikes.
Anyway, all right. So that was a Spitfire round. Freaking Geeka wins again. I hate him. All right, you get me with the comic shit, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You get the comics knowledge. I
All
go
of my
based off
answers
of.
were Marvel. So yeah.
Was it? That's right. They were. You didn't. I threw some DC in there.
Yeah.
I had DC and I mixed them up.
all of
I
my
had
answers were Marvel.
DC. Yeah. I even
No, Superman was not Marvel.
Oh, you
But
did
either
say
way.
Superman.
Yeah.
You did say. But yeah, I had and I did villains and heroes. I don't know. Did you do both?
I didn't do any villains. I only did heroes.
One-sided, and you still made more than me. Fuck off. All right, so Wandavision, dude. This is no secret that it is your
Favorite.
one of your tops.
It is my favorite.
You said Loki
is better,
but it's your favorite.
but it is my favorite.
Ah, okay, that's what it is.
Loki
All right.
is a better overall series, but
Yeah, I would
I
agree.
hold WandaVision dear to my heart. I watched
WandaVision.
it.
Let's get this out of the way first, just because we want them to know how much you feel about this show.
Yes.
I'm gonna give this show. I'm gonna give 5 stones.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few that you give 6, correct? So this is your 6 stone.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Having been through a lot of grief, there's a nugget dropped in episode 8 that Vision says to Scarlet, and just kind of seeing her emotions, the depression, the just
grief, battling,
the grief, everything she goes through. I related to at the time of this being released. I was going through a really ugly breakup.
Okay. So not the same kind of grief, but grief nonetheless, and and the emotional battle and turmoil that you were in. Okay.
Correct. So I related to this more because I was in an emotional state.
Yeah.
However, Wanda has always been one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah.
The romance between Vision and Wanda has always been one of my favorite romances.
It's a great one. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I, surprisingly, this is one of the first series that when me and Sandy first started dating, she watched with me. And she fell in love with it. And that's where our love for WandaVision happened. Okay. And that's why she's the Wanda.
Has she not seen it before?
She had not. No. So, and that's where her becoming the Wanda to my Vision came from.
Yeah, okay.
Our cars are named Wanda and Vision. I drive
and they are the colors. Yeah, they are.
Well, my color is when he dies, but whatever.
When he goes all gray, it's still factual what I said, sir. So,
I have a goal to change it that green, and then have like all the trimming instead of it being chrome, it'd be gold, and have some.
You gotta have red interior.
Yeah, and the Hyundai symbol as being gold.
Like the Mind Stone?
Yes.
Love it.
So I have a whole idea. Will I really ever do that?
Maybe, I might throw in some money to that pod just to see that shit happen.
I have a body work guy that does stuff on cars, and I think he can make it happen for a decent price. But I don't know.
I might buy you the Mind Stone and put that as your hood ornament.
I'm so down.
Fucking here.
I'm so down.
Here's my present for Vision.
Yeah, and then as you know, Sandy's car is Wanda red. It's beautiful. Red,
yeah.
So her truck. But yeah, so
she got them curves like Wanda too.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
That car is that's a nice car, man.
That car
truck.
thick. No,
yeah.
Anyways, no, yeah, that's why I love this show.
Okay.
Just,
so it has emotional connection to you. Why?
But I love shows. I've watched shows my entire life. I've watched movies my entire life, and because it went through the process of every different eras, it was cool. It was something brand new I've never seen.
Yeah,
it really took me by emotionally. It took me, and visually, just to see it from black and white, still be invested in it. Because I don't really have a favorite movie that's black and white outside of Wizard of Oz starting black and white, and then
I've never been a fan of black and white.
Me neither.
Never.
And I was hooked. I was hooked from the beginning.
I Love Lucy was probably the only one I tolerated.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I tolerated it. I enjoyed it, but yes,
I enjoyed the show, but I never liked the black and white.
Me neither.
But I tolerated it for I Love Lucy just because it's I Love Lucy.
So just the storytelling, the intricacy of how it all starts, and we don't know what the hell's going on. We'll get into that more, and then it was an emotional roller coaster, and then it came back to the beginning, and then it hit you in the face in the finale, and it was like, holy cow! Yeah. It was and then also it was the first Disney Plus series that was released for Marvel. Nothing else had happened.
WandaVision That's right. It was the first series.
It was done so great, and I was like,
they hit a home run with the first time.
Yes, and that's also when I really, 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 and where probably the whole podcasting idea came from.
Because that's where we realized, hey, we have something we could talk about consistently.
Well, no, that's not where I was going with that.
Not just movies,
right? But this is where my love for our, one of my idols, and I strive to be like, is Eric Voss and New Rockstars. Their fame started with WandaVision, so they were covering.
Get out of here!
They blew up because of Eric Voss's covers of every episode.
They're that recent?
No, they would have been around because it was Philip Molina, whatever. I can't remember his last name. The buff guy. He's the one in charge of all of it. So he's the one. Him and Eric Voss used to do episodes back in the day. Now he doesn't do any of that because he's the big boss man. But what's it called? They used to do them together, and the show was totally different back in the day.
What would they cover back then?
Same.
Like MC movies and stuff? Okay, nerd stuff?
But that was what blew up.
Okay.
And then that's where the Mephisto train happened. Then you got even more. Because even now, everybody knows that Eric Voss started that Mephisto train. You know what I mean? So, and I got invested into watching them. And that's where podcasting kind of became like, I could probably do this shit. And then the conversation with me and you spiked.
Because I brought it up, and then you're like, dude.
I've been dying to do this.
You're like, dude, I watched these guys' new rock stars. You're because like, I would love to do that.
If memory serves me right, our relationship as friends was a little rocky during WandaVision. because we weren't necessarily back in talking terms.
No.
When it came out,
like took a break from our friendship at that point. But yeah,
right. So that's how
was it then?
Yeah.
Was it during WandaVision it came out?
That what?
Because I thought we nerded out on WandaVision. Oh, I'm thinking of She-Hulk.
We watched the entirety of She-Hulk and covered it episode by episode.
And then we started the podcast right at, because She-Hulk is our second episode, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so it was She-Hulk that we talked about.
We
okay.
never. This is the first time ever covering WandaVision. We talked about WandaVision. I've ranked it. I've put it all over. But we've never had the chance. And this was one I was really excited to cover it finally. We had a reason to, because it's tied into Agatha.
To Agatha, yeah.
Especially because Agatha's in this one. But yeah, there's a huge. I mean, we can go more and more into it. We'll talk more on Agatha.
This is essentially Agatha's origin story, kind of. The show.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, sorta.
Agreed. Yeah. Which we'll dive more into who Agatha is on the Agatha series when on the 18th when the first 2 episodes come out, and I'm excited for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready to dive right into episodes.
Yeah, let's go. So episode 1 is called what is it called?
Filmed before a live studio.
Yes, which is it cuts back. So this is the 50s, you said?
The 50s, Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy era.
Yeah, and it opens up with WandaVision, just married, arriving to Westview.
Correct.
Which we find out later isn't the case.
No. It's a memory implanted into
us. So like we're taking this trip down this show, and we're watching this kind of as the audience.
Correct.
Also,
yes,
we're not over the shoulder at like we have been the rest of Wanda's adventures.
Oh, correct.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we're watching as in the room, but she doesn't know we're there, kind of deal.
This is meant to be a show. Yeah.
Before you dive into anything else, I do want to say Catherine Hahn killed it as Agatha, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't see anybody else playing Agatha. I was so surprised
that they got such a A-list actress to play a smaller role. Yeah, dude.
I don't see Catherine Hahn is an A-list, bro.
No,
she's not. She's very good at what she does.
Yes,
but she's not an A. She's like a Salma Hayek type of. Because she's a B-lister. She's better than Salma Hayek. She is better than her. But what I'm saying is, she's a B-lister that's done big things. So like,
I see it the other way. I think she's an A-list talent that doesn't ever give. She's never given the shine that she should have.
For sure, she's an A-list talent, but she's not an A-list actress.
Okay, so let me take my words back. Yeah. She's an A-list talent for sure. But she hasn't really had. She's had some great movies. She's done great.
She hasn't had any blockbusters that she's been in.
Correct.
Yeah. She, with the exception of Step Brothers, but that wasn't her movie. She was in it.
Right.
But she's been in a lot of big things. She was, if I'm not mistaken, she was a SNL cast member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was, right? Was she?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. But I've always been a fan of hers, man. But
absolutely,
I just wanted to give her props before we dive into anything. That's why I'm excited for this Agatha series, because I know she's gonna murder it, dude.
Yeah,
she did phenomenal as Agatha, and I don't see Agatha being played by anybody else.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, dude.
And this is when Marvel was still peak in the role casting. Like they weren't missing, you know. And for some reason, they just kept finding the right one so easily. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, this is
the woman that left Marvel. I forget what her name is.
That was removed, but yeah.
I mean, she still left, but yeah. She had to leave, but yeah. Did she have anything to do with casting? What was her role?
No, it was more
producing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I mean, with the exception of Terrence Howard, I really don't see a miss that they've casted.
I have my doubts on Brie Larson. I told you that.
Yeah, but even in Miss Marvel's, you said that she's kind of turned your opinion on that a little bit.
Correct. Yeah.
So I wouldn't call that a miss. I think you just needed to warm up to her. I think what it was.
Maybe.
I think and again, I think it's because in Captain Marvel, you didn't see it the way they wanted Captain Marvel portrayed. As like brainwashed by the Kree. Thank you. I was gonna say scroll, but I'm like, that's not right. Because I remember once I told you that, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, so maybe that's what threw you off from liking Brie as her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say for
I don't know. I just
because you're always about comic accurate, and I feel like she looks the comic part. Her face, I think, says Captain Marvel. Her body, because I know Captain Marvel's more on the tall side, right?
And the more curvier.
Right, on the curvy part. But the face-wise, I feel like is pretty on par.
It's decent. I mean, again, like I said, that wasn't perfect casting.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't a miss for sure. I don't
think it was a hard miss. No.
It wasn't level that they normally are on, like RDJ and...
I guess you're right. They still really haven't missed. But there's some other people where you're like, oh, I can see them playing it. Yeah. But either way, nonetheless. Okay. Like I said, the first one's called Filmed Before a Live Studio.
And each episode is a different era, which I thought was so cool to see them do that.
Like I said, it's the first time I've ever seen it. I've never seen that anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, no, this is definitely a one-off for sure. Yeah. No one's ever done this. I will say in the first episode, they were
super corny,
sticking to that in that hard. 50s era of like super dad jokes here and there, and like
whatever should I?
Yeah, like there was a lot of machine jokes.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Like there was a lot of machine jokes towards Vision. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, like let's get it going.
You
like,
thought so?
You
didn't want it? I liked it. I was weird.
I saw it after it kept going. I'm like, all right. We get it. He's a machine. Let's get on to the next joke.
I quite enjoyed that.
It was for sure funny, but it just goes back to like that 50s era of like when something's funny, they beat the shit out of it. So it wasn't funny anymore.
So they held it true to the era.
Like I said, and that's why I said they really stuck to that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's one of the things I noticed that they stuck true is with that machine jokes about him and like, you know, do you have screws loose? No, I assure you, all my screws are very tight. Or, you know, whatever the fuck is that.
Yeah.
But like, I thought it was good. I will be honest with you. The show didn't have me with the first like 3 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I was like, this is kind of slow. What is this show gonna be? Like, are we only gonna be like gimmicky and like I was like, I couldn't find the identity of the show, and I felt like it was, a little bit slow to get going.
I think for me, I was really invested into it because it was Marvel's first show, and I didn't think they were gonna allow it to flop. Just how I said, like the first animated show needed to be killer, and just how that's why they played with the waters with What If, and then X-Men '97 killed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did those one shots and those little shorts, different things here and there, and they toyed around.
The Groot animated thing,
right? Okay. They toyed around with some little things that were now they brought in, and they treated this like a movie, but they had a showrunner, but it wasn't treated like a full-fledged movie, but it wasn't treated like a show either. So it had this weird element of in between. And the biggest thing that and one of the things I got from New Rockstars and Eric, and something he quoted from Kevin is like, they're able to tell a story, over multiple episodes, which you couldn't really tell in a movie because there'd be so many parts of it cut out. Mm-hmm. So because we were getting episodes and it was coming out episodically, weekly, it was. I missed that because there were so many other shows that they dropped the whole season, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't have to wait weekly for an episode. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So Netflix is known for just dropping all the episodes.
Yeah.
The
entire season.
HBO. I think it was called HBO Max at that time, now called Max, wasn't necessarily dropping shows weekly either. And Amazon Prime wasn't as relevant yet, but it was getting there, and they were dropping Prime movies.
Prime was like the one streaming service that would drop weekly episodes.
Right. And this is like right out of the pandemic. This is, in the pandemic we got like I think a Mortal Kombat movie. We got a couple movies that went straight to streaming. Black Widow, a Godzilla movie,
And that wasn't
in the pandemic. Mulan was released, an exclusive Disney thing.
Was that supposed to be Black? Oh no, the lawsuit was that she didn't get paid from the streaming. Okay,
Right. So there was a lot of things happening. And
no, Black Widow was released in theaters too.
It was, but it was also special release just in Disney Plus.
right, yeah. And it wasn't Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi was not. No, I saw it in the movie theaters.
I thought that was. No, I know you saw it in theaters, but that was
Mulan.
released.
Mulan was released that way.
But I thought Shang-Chi was also released early on Disney Plus.
Like a month after, you were able to buy it to get it earlier, to view it early.
That's what it was.
But you couldn't. It wasn't like it didn't release the same day the movie came out.
No, right. That's what it was. Is that you could purchase it on Disney Plus.
Early,
I remember that
before it was released for Blu-ray or DVD.
Because of the pandemic and theaters, you were able to purchase it after it had been
out. It was out for like a
theater
month,
for like 3 weeks,
some
4
bullshit.
weeks.
Something really early. Yeah.
But Black Widow, I think they did same date.
Yes, because I watched it at home.
Yeah,
I made a whole date about it with Sophia, and we made a whole thing about it. So I made sure I bought it. I think I might even switch my fucking day around to have Sophia on the day that it came out, and I asked for the day off, just so I can have her.
Yeah, I think you're rubbing off on me because now I'm yawning. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, anyway.
So that's episode 1 is the 50s era, right?
The 50 era. So where you said you weren't hooked in the first 3 episodes. What hooked me is when the Hearts came over for dinner. So like there was this whole scheme that on the August 23rd.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I have questions about that scene.
So August 23rd, there's a heart drawn on the calendar, and they're like, "It's an anniversary. Oh, it's a birthday," and all this funniness.
Before you go into that, is there a significance in the MCU to August 23rd
that I'm aware of? No.
Okay.
I think
it's just a date.
I think Eric Voss pulled some ideas, but I don't think everything was ever really confirmed.
Okay. All right.
So
the Hearts come over.
Yeah. So the Hearts come over, and they and well, it turns out it's because he's gonna Vision's at work, and he's gonna host his boss, who's the Hearts, and
that's
she's they're gonna be what's it called? They're gonna be hosting them for dinner for a possible promotion. And Agnes comes over. She gets introduced, which we find out who's Agatha, but is introduced as Agnes. We don't know she's playing Agatha. And then,
to be fair, we don't know that most of the series. We don't know she's Agatha most of the series.
Once we saw who she was, after the first. I knew who she was when she realized that when the kids grew up and she wasn't scared of the magic. I think I forgot what episode. We'll get there in a minute. That sounds like she's Agatha Harkness, and then New Rockstars also started talking about. I was like, she's definitely Agatha Harkness because I knew that we had just.
So Agatha was already an established character in the comics and stuff.
Yeah, I told you she took care of Franklin Richards, and she used to be part of.
I forgot that.
Yeah, so okay. She was. Yeah, she's well established for years.
I had no idea who Agatha Harkness was. I never heard of this character. I've never seen anything about her, so I was in the dark this whole episode.
Really?
This whole series, I had no idea who she was.
I didn't know that.
And I'm like, oh shit, there's another witch. What the fuck?
There's lots of witches.
Because you dive deep into the comics. The comics, I'm very basic on comic knowledge. So it's like lore and stuff like that. That's where you come in.
With the knowledge.
Yeah, but that's why I gave you the nickname. So that way, so in that aspect, like there's a lot. And I kind of like it because there's a lot yet for me to discover.
Right.
Whereas yours, like, oh, yeah, I've seen that one before. I still have that, like, oh, who's this?
Well, that's why I'm invested deeper earlier than you are. Because I see where they're going before you do.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I still have that bright-eyed knowledge of, like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah,
you're like, ooh, this is coming.
Yes.
So, like, it's still excitement.
Oh, absolutely. Nonetheless, it's nerding on in a different level. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead. So, the Hearts come over, and then they're scrambling on dinner. And
the whole sequence is funny.
She takes the chicken...
and burns
always
it
to the eggs or something.
She burns it and then she tries to rewind it
and goes all the way
to eggs. She's like, "Fuck,"
which answers the age-old question: what came first, the chicken or the egg? Clearly, the egg, because like it didn't go back to a chicken. So
okay,
she and Wanda, in her wisdom, has answered that question.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know where we were going with that until you said that.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to point out are the commercials in the middle of the episodes.
Yeah, because they're always like one was Ultron and shit, and
Ultron.
One of them was Ultron, wasn't it? One of them. Oh, no, Hydra. Sorry, not
Hydra
Ultron.
show,
Hydra.
Yeah. So the first
Which
one,
you would think it'd be Ultron because of her connection with Ultron. You'd think they would have had an Ultron commercial.
She's not connected to Ultron. Vision is.
How the fuck? Dude, she killed Ultron. How is she not connected to him?
Yeah, because
If she was working for Ultron, how is she not connected to him?
Yeah, but her.
Not connected in the sense where, like, how she is with Vision. I'm saying she has a connection to Ultron.
Yeah. I don't think she did. I think because
you're not understanding me. She has.
Is there a connection to Ultron? Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yes.
I'm not saying she's in any aspect correlated with him. I'm saying there's a connection to Ultron.
There is a connection,
her.
but there is no connection.
Correct. Yeah,
yes.
There is a connection with, like, Ultron means something
with
to her.
With her story. Yes.
Yeah, with her. There you go. That's a better way to say it. Cool. With her story, there's also, you would think there would have been a commercial of Ultron, like Ultron being a new car coming out or something.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why it's supposed to be coming back. He's supposed to be coming back. So
they're both supposed to be coming back.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So this one is the Toastmate 2000 made by Stark Industries. It's like a toaster, and you hear the arc reactor. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's the sound it makes when you push it down, right?
Yeah.
To toast.
And then it makes it dee, dee.
Was that was a Stark bomb, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You made that connection.
The missile. Yeah.
Also, because we just watched it.
I saw that, but I wasn't sure if it was that or if it was, because my first initial thought, it sounded like Iron Man 2 when Whiplash's detonated all of them. It kind of had that beep, 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 because it sounded like it was getting faster.
I agree. I that could be, but that
has nothing to do with her. Correct. Right. Yeah. So it makes more sense that it's 100% the missile.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, because they make a reference to that in Age of Ultron. He's like, I don't have a big picture. I have a little picture that I look at.
Yeah, they say that it was a bomb.
And we waited
on it.
3 days for the bomb to kill us. That it never did.
Was it 3 or 2?
Maybe 2 days. Yeah.
Multiple
days though. Yeah, nonetheless. That's traumatizing.
Could you fucking imagine?
No, that's terrifying. And as children,
pee, poop, like, what are you doing? Like, just waiting. Oh my god.
So she does that. She does that stupid. She thinks it's an anniversary, and so she greets Mr. Hart, and she's wearing like some sexy gown, and she's like, "Oh, there's Sokovian."
Which it's 50s era sexy.
Yeah.
Which was not revealing whatsoever.
No.
Full dress, essentially, with a little thingy covering the top shoulders. So it's like sexy, 50 sexy.
Yeah. Agreed.
But that was really funny, the whole, we're Sokovian. This is how we greet.
She's Sokovian. She's European.
Yeah.
Oh, how, what is it, Miss Hart say?
Doesn't she say something like French or how European?
How
Sokovian,
how kinky or something. I don't know. She said something goofy like that.
She said something, but yeah, the joke about the Sokovian, like, greeting was, that was funny.
Yeah. So whatever, the whole meal, Agnes comes over and she helps her with some food. Surprisingly, she's always showing up at the right time, which is weird. And then
but you don't see that right away.
I saw it the second time. We'll get into it. Second episode. Anyways, so whatever. So it happens. She fucks up dinner. She tells her all the courses, ruins it, doesn't work out, and then she ends up making eggs. She makes breakfast for dinner. And
aka Brenner. Yeah.
I didn't know there was a name for it.
Really?
No.
That's an actual name, Brenner.
I've never
breakfast
heard of
for dinner. Yeah.
So then Mr. Hart's like, breakfast for dinner. And she's like, oh, she's European. How very European of you. That's when she says very European. Mm-hmm. And then, so they're eating. He's like, well, tell us your story. How come you're not married? How come you don't have kids? And he starts like crying.
Can we pause for a second? Is that not one of the most annoying fucking things a person can do?
Yeah, why you're not married?
Why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? Bitch, because I don't want to. Like, what the fuck? Like, that, if you do that, stop it. Because that's so rude, dude.
Yeah.
To be like, imposing your way of life or societal norms on like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you that? Not everybody lives to get married or have kids. Some people don't.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I like the series so much, because it shows how people were treated in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Oh, it just shows ways of life. Yeah.
And like, when they get to the Malcolm in the Middle episode where like they're sitting down on the couch talking to the camera,
I thought that was Modern Family.
Modern Family, but there's a Malcolm in the Middle episode too.
Yeah, but that's not the one. Malcolm in the Middle isn't where they're talking to camera, right?
But he does. He does in that one. Yeah.
Malcolm did talk to camera. Yeah. He did. Yeah. Sorry.
He like great character and talk.
Yeah, continue. Yeah. He would do that more like in between shit, right?
Yeah.
Like not as part of like breaking the fourth wall, but Correct. Like okay, go ahead. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So like they hesitate because they don't have an answer, and Vision can't remember anything. And this is where Vision attempts to like figure it out. He's like, something's not right.
Yeah, because why can't I remember that?
Yeah, from episode 1, his suspicion grows every single episode.
Yeah, you see the growth of like, what's happening here?
Why can't I remember anything?
And there's an answer for that. We find out later.
She's like straight, and then Mr. Hart starts choking.
Yes. And so this is where I have questions on. What does that represent? What is that from?
Wanda was doing it.
Wanda was choking him.
Unconsciously. Subconsciously. But not consciously. You know what I'm saying? So she doesn't... And that's why... But Dottie...
To get him to stop?
Huh?
To get him to stop questioning them?
Yeah. So her rage was choking him, but she has no control at this point over the hex. She doesn't realize
she's on autopilot and her magic is working. So she's just like going for the ride.
Yeah. So
usually she's controlling her magic. This time her magic's controlling her. And she's just like
I think she's just in autopilot and her magic is just doing things.
That's what I mean by her magic's controlling her.
I don't know if it's controlling her because she sees that it happens. She kind of snaps out a little bit and she's like, Vision, help him. And then that's when she takes back control because Vision does it because she tells her.
So you just said it. She took back control from
right,
her
but
magic.
She never lost complete control because
I'm not saying that.
She panics and then she snaps back into it.
No, I'm not saying that she has no control. I'm saying that the powers are taking the steering wheel right now. The powers are leading her, not her controlling her powers.
Okay, fair point. I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
So then it's her name's not Dottie. What's her name? Mrs. Hart.
I thought it was Dottie.
No, Dottie's the other girl.
Oh, Dottie's the Maria Rambo, no?
No, that's Gwendolyn or something like that. Dottie is the one that breaks the glass in her hand.
Okay. But Mrs. Hart, just say Mrs. Hart.
Yeah, so Mrs. Hart.
Okay.
Because she's in Agatha.
Mrs. Hart is in Agatha?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And whatever her real name is that's who she is. But anyways, she's like, stop it. And then she gets more serious.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't get serious. She just gets like how you would if you just keep saying the same thing over and over. You start to lose that like first way of saying it, and it just goes, stop it. Like she almost gets emotionless. I don't see it getting serious. I saw it getting
scared and more scared. Because when Norm, in the second episode, when he releases Norm, he's terrified immediately.
Yeah.
Because they can think, they are conscious, but they are forced to do whatever Wanda's making them do.
Yeah.
And they can't stop it. So it's like sleep paralysis. Yeah. Like you can't control it, but like you're screaming in the inside. And that's how I view this situation.
And I saw it more as her going like a nervous type of stop it, not serious. And I didn't read scared.
Oh, I did. All of them are terrified because of how they attacked her in the finale. When they get released,
I get that, but you know that after the fact of seeing
I knew
the
that from the beginning. From the beginning, I thought she was scared. That's stuff I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
so
I read it.
That scene alone is what got me hooked. I was like, whoa.
I read it as like a like how you're scared when you're nervous, but not as like a terrified scared.
Okay,
that's how I read it. I didn't see it as like a fearful fear. Like I just read it. I just saw.
I did like, because I also knew that Wanda's power. She's never really had a full grasp and controlling and understanding of her powers. Mm-hmm. She didn't I mean, she erased almost all the mutants. Like when she said no more mutants, the House of M. So, like there's so many stories where she just loses control.
It reminds me of the Phoenix Force almost.
Yeah, they're both forces to be reckoned with. Absolutely. Episode 2, and that one is called "Don't Touch That Dial." So it starts off with another Dick Van Dyke screening episode, also / I Love Lucy, and
this is now 60s era.
Yeah, and we see it starts off with a thump in the beginning, and it turns out to be a stupid branch, and Vision was being a little chicken shit, and he jumps out, he runs away, and Vision's like, someone should check that out.
Very Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah,
very like you know, like yeah.
And when he's like, somebody should check that out. And she's like, yeah, somebody should. Motherfucker, go.
Yeah. The man here.
Yeah.
Maybe,
she's like, Vision, are you using your night vision?
Yeah.
Bro. Like, the jokes were, I love them. They were so fucking corny. And I love
You
it.
love them here, but when I do it, you're like.
Because they're not corny, they're bad.
Oh, whatever, dude. I'm king of the corny jokes. Not bad.
So then the episode after that happens, they wake up, they start practicing for some inaugural magic show or talent show that they do it's like something they do for the fundraiser for the kids.
Oh yeah, and they're doing a magic show. Right?
Okay. And then Vision takes off to work, and then Wanda's home alone, and she hears a thump. And it turns out to be this sword helicopter, and it's the only thing that's in color.
It's red, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit more retro, but it's not the original drone. And then
because that's what that is, right? It's a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Agnes surprisingly shows up, knocks on the door. And then they start chatting. She talks about Senor Scratchy,
which you touched on it a little bit earlier, but you had said that it's weird that she always shows up at certain moments.
Yeah,
and maybe you didn't read this, but if you go back and I challenge you to watch any of those I Love Lucy. That's the role of those side characters.
Yeah, and
to show up at certain moments that are like key.
Agree.
So
I agree. Yes,
I didn't, because you said that's when you started maybe like this person's weird that they're always showing up. I saw it as that role is that she's the quirky neighbor that always shows up at this certain time. Yeah. I didn't see it in anything other than that.
In the beginning, I saw it like it was weird.
Like you didn't connect it to that's that character of the show. Or
at the beginning, I was like, she always shows up in the like the most opportune moment when then she's really needed. And but
you didn't really connect it to that's the character of the show. You were just like, that's weird,
right?
Okay.
Where the switch flipped for me is when she didn't freak out when the kids grew up.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
But we'll get there. So they're practicing whatever, Senor Scratchy. Oh, so and then she's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to this that party, so like the committee planning." And then she's like, "You're gonna meet Dottie," and Dottie's like the main mom of the town. She like apparently is like, I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah. So they're
the queen bee.
Yeah. So we're chilling, we're there, and that's where we meet Geraldine, who is Monica Rambeau.
Yes.
Comments are being made, and then I forgot what her name was. She was a Hispanic chick explaining kind of the venue, and then Dottie goes, "What about the chairs?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't ask about the chairs." And then that's when Agnes, she goes, "The devil's in
the details."
In the details, yeah. And Agnes goes, "That's not the only place." Yeah. So I was like, "What the fuck's going on there?"
First breadcrumb, yeah. First hint.
So that was creepy. I was like, what the fuck is that about? Yeah. At this point, not realizing she's Agatha yet.
Yeah.
And then Vision joins the while they're there, Agnes goes, she's like, "How does anyone do this sober?" When they're at the mom's meeting and the committee, do this sober? Which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And she keeps giving these
definitely a joke that wouldn't have gone on air back in that era.
No. But I think that's where my suspicion begun, because she was saying and doing things
that weren't era appropriate.
Yes.
Okay.
So she was breaking essentially the fourth wall of that era. You know what I mean? Or breaking the mold of that era.
That's
the verbiage.
That's
you
better.
know,
that's better. Okay.
So Vision goes and joins the guys club, and he's like, they're all talking or whatever, and they offer him. It's not really a real club of like discussing anything. It turns out that they just fucking eat danishes and talk shit. And so they offer him a stick of Big Red or some gum, right?
Yeah, it's a gum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then doesn't it go into like an animation of like, or is that when he swallows it?
Yeah, that's a little bit later.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So then it flips back to Dottie. Thinks that Wanda is sus. She's like, "Where do you come from?" Or like she starts questioning Wanda, and then Wanda gets like filled with anxiety, and then the radio starts calling Wanda, and it turns out to be Jimmy Woo.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Wanda, Wanda, Jimmy Woo."
Jimmy. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't hear that.
And he's like, "Wanda, who's doing this to you, Wanda?" And then it snaps, and then she breaks the glass, and then again, it like the script almost like rewrites itself, and the screen adjusts, and then all of a sudden she's like, "You know what someone does when you get blood on your dress? You take care of yourself." And she goes back to normal character. She stops questioning it. And that's where I started to see Wanda losing like a grasp of like what's going on around her.
Losing it or realizing it?
Losing. So like there's autopilot that she's on, but then when she gets her anxiety.
So you're saying you're starting to see her snap out of it?
No, her anxiety weakens her hold over everybody, and they start to get back their grasp of reality.
They start to snap out of it, is what you're
correct.
saying. Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
And it's cool, dude. It's weird to see it happen. And then
wait 1 second. Let's pause it. I feel like the light's too bright.
too dark.
No, I know. I'm trying to find where it was at. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
I jumped too far. So yeah, you know, Dottie glitches, breaks the glass, and then she like glitches, and then you know, like I'm saying, like she just kind of goes back into
it's like the magic
character.
took back. It's like, all right,
yeah.
Let me cover this up real quick.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Wanda's doing that at all. I don't think she has any control of that part yet happening. If she's realizing something bigger is going on.
She didn't really have control of
most of this
setting this whole thing up either.
No, yeah.
But go ahead.
So then it switches to the show, and they're trying to get ready, and Vision is basically drunk because he ate the gum. And it gummed up his insides.
That's when it cuts to the animation, right, of what's going on?
Well,
or is that still
they don't
later?
know yet because they go through the whole magic show with him being quote unquote drunk.
Oh yeah.
And then
which really helps his situation as to be human.
Yeah. And
because they can just be like, he's drunk.
Yeah, and the show is going horribly bad, and Wanda's like fixing things on the fly to make it look like it's
with her magic.
Yeah,
right. Literally doing magic at a magic show.
Yeah. And so that was it was a cool scene. They win they were like, oh, this is the most amazing show that's everyone done. They win the award, and they do this chant for the children, but there's no fucking children. We haven't seen a single child yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single child in that neighborhood.
And this is episode 2 now, which is weird.
They're all.
And then that's when she's like, they're like, yeah, it's for the children. And she's like, Wanda gets up. She's like, well, I think the children need popcorn or something like that. And then she gets up, and he goes, Wanda, and she's pregnant, and her belly's big. And then they walk outside. They hear a thump again, and they see the guy in the suit, the bee guy.
Yeah.
And coming out of the sewer
That
cap.
was fucking creepy, dude.
Really creepy. It turned out to not be creepy at all, but I was creeped the fuck out of that point.
It was creepy. It was meant to be creepy. But here's my question. Because we know that this is... Well, we find out that this is a hex, right? But what do you think those thumps were?
The thump was
in reality.
The sewer cap moving.
The what?
The sewer cap. It's heavy. The sewer cap. That's what that thump was.
Oh, okay.
And the first thump was helicopter drone being turned in and then hitting the ground. That was the other thump.
Sorry, they did explain each thump, right? As it happened.
Every thump was explained.
Okay.
And then
first one was a tree.
The tree was never really explained. It was the tree, but we don't know why it thumped.
No, that was just the first thump, is what I'm saying.
Right, and I think
was the tree, and then
that thump was to get us to suspect the thump every time we heard it.
I think
it was like the
it was a setup for the
fish
thumps.
line. Yeah.
So second one.
So the bee guy comes up and she goes, "No," and then they rewind and they're back to him holding her pregnant, and they kiss and it turns a little bit to color. And it goes to episode 3.
Well, their kiss bleeds into color, right?
Correct.
Doesn't it? Okay.
Correct. So this one is now in color, episode 3. And
which I would have loved if they would have put in living color. I'm sorry.
That would have been cool.
That's my old show.
But it doesn't... Brady Bunch was one of the first bigger shows to be in color, to be very successful.
And did they promote that as now in color?
No, it's just fit that genre, that era. This era was very Brady Bunch. This episode 70s.
Yeah, but I'm not saying
Living Color was 80s.
No, but I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they title it In Living Color because that's what the episode is going to be based on. I'm saying In Living Color. That's the way to phrase that episode because that was an old show.
But In Living Color, because they were so generational based on like what type of shows were coming out at that time period.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying, but because each epised is titled the way that era was like promoted or like filmed in front of lights of the audience.
Yeah,
they said that back then, and I get that. I just thought it'd been cool to build.
It would have been cool playing words
instead of.
I think it would have been cool, and I think we could still get that in the future. If they do another, like the Vision Quest version of this, where we get some weird flashbacks, I think they're going to get more into, and I know you might not like it, but more of the theater part of it.
What do you mean, like plays?
Yeah, certain things.
I doubt it.
You think so?
Because Vision Quest is going to be about...
Not with Vision Quest. I'm just saying that they can do genres in Vision Quest, but in the future there are other projects, especially with the supernatural, with witches and stuff like that. They can do... like, look at how they gave tribute to... In Agatha, we know one of the witches' roles is going to be based off of, like, Wicked or Wizard of Oz, you know?
Okay.
So I'm saying there's other genres and other ways to bring in Living Color, the actual show that we love and grew up watching them dance and perform.
I don't see that. I see that. I think the whole TV era thing is gonna die with this. I don't see it being done again. But okay, I get what you're saying as far as like, I think Agatha would probably be the only place to do that play style thing.
What's happening? Well, each step along the witch's row is gonna have different genres, horror, whatever.
I thought it was gonna be different tests.
Yeah, each test is based off of... One is like The Exorcist, and the other one is Wicked.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't see it like that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't pick that up.
Every change in the witch's role and every
is
task...
Is a different horror...
Either horror or genre or something similar to how...
Is that right? That's pretty cool. That's sick. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up.
That's why one of the reasons I'm so excited about it, because they're following the same formula as this. Part of the reason we covered this fucking show, bro.
I didn't see that.
Guy, like, you don't listen to me, guys.
It's not that I don't listen. You never said that till now, so it's like I didn't pick that up.
In the Agatha breakdown, I did. I had mentioned it, but either way,
we haven't done an Agatha breakdown.
The Agatha
trailer?
Breakdown, yeah. When we talked about it, I went deep.
You said that they were going to be going down Witch's Row and that.
Yeah, and each test was going to represent a different thing.
I don't remember you saying that. All right.
It's okay. But yeah, so anyway, Brady Bunch, the doc calls it. She's like,
you did say that it was going to represent a different thing, but not a different like horror element or
it's
horror
not necessarily a horror element. Some of them are horror, which is like the Exorcist part.
Yeah.
And then there's the Wicked part.
Yeah.
You know, but like I didn't say different horror. It's just different. There's a focal point for each task that they have to do down the road, and it's going to be framed similar to how like they went from the Brady Bunch,
be like centered around something specific.
Every episode will have a center similar to this one.
All right.
But anyways, Brady Bunch. Doctor says she's pregnant. Kim comes over and checks her out. I I had wrote this down because I couldn't find a significance to the 2800 is the address. I was trying to see if I can find anything. I never found anything for it.
The address of their home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2800. And then Wanda all of a sudden like kind of starts getting some contractions and she grows really fast.
February 8th, 2000 is nothing? No, because MCU wasn't even around by then. Never mind. Continue.
And then she turns around and knocks over some fruit. Vision makes a beeline for it, catches the fruit, and she makes a dad joke. My favorite dad joke of the movie. He's like, "This makes me a papaya, Dad. A papaya," and it's a dad joke, and it's a papaya
so
that he
bad.
catches. So funny.
That's your favorite joke of the show?
My favorite dad joke of the show. Well, there's not another really good.
They're all dad jokes, dude.
Fair.
All the machine ones are dad jokes. Like, but that's your favorite one, the papaya.
It was so cute to me.
So
I'm so invested into them having a family. It was just so cute.
Okay.
They come up with the names of Billy, and then she's like, "Well, I was going with Tommy," and then they're like arguing, and then she's like, "Well, the best thing you can think of is maybe if we just have a girl." So because they don't know they're having twins yet. So whatever. Vision is kind of catching on to Wanda of like some questions they were having, and she resets Vision.
Dirty.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Man, can you imagine if our significant others can do that?
They probably do. We just don't know.
Jesus Christ, babe, is that why you like WandaVision? Jesus
She's
Christ.
like, oh yeah, that's us.
So whatever. She
resets him like I do you. I mean, what?
Yeah. Her water breaks and the sprinklers go off.
Yeah.
And he starts fucking freaking out.
Well, no, isn't the sprinklers going off symbolizing her water breaking?
Yes.
It's not that her water actually broke right there. I thought that's what they were doing.
Correct. Okay. It symbolizes, yeah. So Vision obviously was freaking out. No, before the water breaks, he's freaking out and he starts like floating, and then she's like, and she calms him down, and he's just like, I feel much better. He's like, yeah, I'm much better now.
Yeah, because they're holding each other when the sprinklers are going off. They're holding each other, and she's like, did my water just break?
I think my water just broke.
Yeah, your water just broke.
Oh, and then it cuts to the Hydrosol commercial, the commercial you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit,
the blender.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's in labor now. The stork comes to life.
But in that commercial, did you catch that? You read my mind. That's fucking Wanda.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Everything is about her in these commercials.
Yeah.
So she goes into labor. The stork comes, and then Geraldine arrives, and she's inside talking to Wanda, and Vision is outside talking to Agnes and Herb, and they're like, oh no, that's actually the next episode.
Yeah, because right now, Geraldine comes in and she's trying to get stuff, but Wanda's trying to rush her out so that she doesn't see that she's
pregnant. She's trying to hide it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
she's holding the fruit bowl in front of her.
Yeah. And then she goes into labor, and Geraldine helps give birth. While that's happening, Geraldine is Monica.
Yeah.
While that's happening, Agnes and Herb are outside, and they're being sus, and that's when they tell Vision that like she doesn't have a home.
So real quick, you passed over it, but there's a part with the stork comes in, and then is that part with like the magic, her like tussling with the magic side, because she tries to make stop the stork, and he just brushes it off.
Yeah. I think that was symbolizing that, hey, this birth is happening. That's how I took it. Like, because the storks are notoriously known for bringing babies or whatever.
Yeah. But I saw that as her battling with the magic. Because she can't stop that. She can't make that magic go away. So.
And the red smoke, the chaos magic happened, and it didn't go away. So this is where the Mephisto theories start to kick in for Eric Voss and New Rockstars, because they're initially the babies come as a fragment of Mephisto's soul.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah,
and that's where the Mephisto train started. And we're like, oh shit, Mephisto's fucking with her. Like, he's like, no, you having these babies, bro.
Yeah.
So that's how they took it with the stork being there. At first, I didn't see that until I'm like, oh oh shit.
Yeah, when they said that.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, this could
That's
be
when you were
Mephisto.
like, I'll take one ticket on that train.
Yeah,
please?
yeah. Choo choo. I was fucking blowing that horn.
One ticket on the Mephisto train, please. Yeah.
So that's when Herb and Agnes are telling Vision like she doesn't have a home. Where'd she come from? And, you know, sort of like snitching on Geraldine, Monica. And then he's like, okay. Herb was gonna tell them something, and then Agnes goes and stops him. And then she takes off. She's like, I gotta do something with my husband. Some bullshit. She makes some excuse to like disappear.
We never see Agatha's husband, right?
No. His name. I have his name. Ralph.
Yeah.
Who people think Senora Scratchy is Ralph, her rabbit.
Oh, because she switched.
It's her familiar.
Oh, dude. Okay. Interesting.
Never confirmed, but they did say there was a scene that never got filmed they originally wanted in there was where the Senora Scratchy was going to turn into a demon. He was going to transform out and back into its demon.
That wouldn't have helped the Mephisto shit.
No.
Yeah.
It would have we would have been so pissed.
Yeah.
Like, wow, why didn't you give us Mephisto? Apparently we're getting him an Ironheart, but whatever. I mean, why though? It doesn't fit. But whatever. Anyways,
it's gonna fit, dude. And you're gonna see, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay." So just have faith in Feige. Go ahead.
So then Geraldine, gives birth. They have the kids, and they're in the thing. And then she's like, "Oh, you're twins." And then Wanda's like, "I was a twin." She's like, "Yeah, you were." Petro was his name was Petro, and she's like, "Yeah, he was killed by Ultron." And then Wanda's like, "What did you say?" And then she snaps out. She's like, "Huh? Why the fuck does this girl know this?" But because obviously she has, these photon powers. She's coming into the hex that's manipulated her.
Yeah.
And so she has this ability to kind of fight through the hex. And that kind of gets crazy. Wanda catches on, and she kind of just resets it.
We're now on We Interrupt This Program, right? Episode 4?
No.
You're not there yet.
Not there yet. No.
Okay.
So we're finishing the whole thing. Oops. Never mind. So Wanda starts acting sus, and Vision walks back in, and it cuts to the end of it. And it just seems more and more, the suspicion gets bigger. It's just something's not right. Wanda's not what she should be. And then it cuts out. And then We Interrupt This Program, which is the number 4. Monica, we don't see her get tossed. We just see her get thrown out of the, like, we don't see her fly through. We just see her show up at the end of 3 on the floor at, what's it called? Outside the compo. We see that in episode 4.
Oh, okay. Okay, 4, sorry.
It snaps back.
Yeah,
and then we see it.
I'm like, I vividly remember her being tossed.
So what happens?
You're just saying at that point.
At that point, we don't know. We're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
She snapped. She was there, and now she's not. And then all of a sudden, she's outside of the hex on the floor. What's going on?
Yeah. Because episode 4, We Interrupt This Program, opens up with
Monica being snapped back.
Monica Rambeau being snapped back from the snap.
Yeah, the
blip,
snap.
Yeah.
And then finding out, reappearing in the hospital where her mother was. She was with her mother.
Which, thank God there was nobody in that bed.
Oh.
Because they would be like, what the hell?
But other rooms were. Other rooms where someone was in a bed and then someone's appearing in front of them.
Or in the bed and somebody appears on the bed.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine it? Get her off of me. I just had hip surgery.
Oh, no. Could you imagine? That would suck so bad, dude.
Because you actively see people being brought back.
Yeah, and then pumping
while she like on a gurney, somebody being brought back to somebody's moving. Like, yeah,
so
it's
crazy.
Pandemonium. Dude, that'd be the craziest place to have people blip back. Is a hospital, bro?
Oh my God, absolutely.
A jail cell, dude. Like, think of that.
No, that's crazy. There's so many things with the blip that could go wrong or could go right.
Because, like, what happens if you're standing in the exact spot somebody else blipped away?
I'm going to tell you right now, I have zero idea.
Dude,
nobody fucking knows.
They just appear in front of you?
There's all those jokes of what if you were, getting head.
Oh, yeah,
and then,
doing naughty stuff.
Yeah, and then they dust, and you have their dust in their mouth now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a meme with the cinnamon lady, right?
Oh yeah.
Was it where she's like spitting it all out? So yeah, that was funny.
So yeah, I have no idea. There's a lot of loose ends with the whole blip situation.
Yeah.
Great idea. Could have been ironed out a little bit different, but we'll move past that. So she comes back, and then she runs into the doctor that used to take care of her mother, and she finds out. She's like, Monica, you're back. She's like, what do you mean? I took a nap for like 20 minutes. Yeah. She's like, no, you've been gone for 5 years.
For 3 years. Yeah,
your mom died 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Which this comes out October 2023. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2023. Right after the events of Endgame.
I thought...
No,
because pandemic was 2020.
Correct. But timeline and the MCU.
Yeah.
Yes, this comes out 2023, October 2023.
Yeah.
Because...
I thought when you said comes out, I thought you meant like when this show came out. Sorry.
No. So because Endgame, the Battle of Endgame happened in the beginning of October. And so she's been blipped back for 3 weeks now. Everybody has been blipped back for 3 weeks. So this is before Halloween.
Right, but that scene was showing the day of the blip, the battle of
beginning October,
of Earth,
the beginning of October 2023.
The battle for Earth, yeah.
Right.
It showed.
So that means Maria Rambeau died in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just for like time's sake. So
right. Yeah, 3 years ago, right.
So whatever. Monica goes back to Sword. She gets grounded on a protocol put in place by her mom, because her mom tells Hayward that anyone that, if they were to come back, they gotta get their shit back together first.
Basically, get reevaluated.
Right. And on an FBI missing person, the case ends up being with
right, because her mom didn't blip.
Correct.
So she was in the hospital undergoing chemo treatment.
Yeah,
or
and
treatment?
she had beat it 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Then it came back. We find out in the Marvels. Well,
we found out there because we know she was dead. She died 3 years ago.
Right. We know that she died, but we didn't know that the cancer came back.
Yeah, we did.
We knew that at this point?
Yeah, because Monica says, no, she's fine. She was in remission already. And she's like, no.
Right, in remission, meaning she beat it.
Right.
But we didn't know that the cancer came back.
Well, if she died 2 years after the blip happened, 3 years before the blip came back, obviously she died from what? Not from fucking...
You don't know what she died from. I mean, there's a thousand ways to die.
If
but
the doctor knew she died.
My guy, if a doctor's going to know if their patient dies, especially if they live there...
Because if she died...
They're going to go through the morgue of the hospital.
No.
What do you mean?
No. I think if she died because of some secret mission and not an illness, it would be classified intelligence and they wouldn't share that.
Right. I'm not saying that that's how she died. My whole point is we see that she died, yeah, because she was in the hospital. But what we saw was that like she was going through remission and that's why she was there. But we didn't know that the cancer came back and that's why she was there. We didn't find that out until the Marvels. That's when she said it.
I took it as implied.
You took it as that, yeah, but like it wasn't stated.
We got confirmation, I guess, in the Marvels, but I knew she died again from cancer. Typically, if you beat it, it comes back sometimes, and unfortunately, it takes your life. Mm-hmm. So yes, I thought she had died from cancer. I thought it was solidified, but I guess yes, technically the Marvels solidified it. But that's what I took from it. This scene.
Yeah, because maybe you're right in that they're just touching on that in the Marvels.
Yes.
I mean, I guess it can go
to make it more concrete.
But go ahead, okay.
But yeah, either way. So whatever. So she works and then being Jimmy James E. Woo. That's his full name.
Say that one more time.
Jimmy James E. Woo.
Jimmy James is redundant because Jimmy is short for James.
I'm sorry. Jimmy is what they call him. James E. Woo is his name.
I'm like, my guy, what? Who named you that? Like, what?
Who is the FBI
James
agent?
Woo is his name.
James E. Woo.
James E. What's the E?
His middle initial is E. I don't know what the E is. Okay. It doesn't say.
It's going to be Edward.
Probably.
Right. I'm naming him that.
But he is also... We saw him in Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yes. This is... and he was playing that same character.
Yes.
So this is the first time that we see outside of the Hex.
Correct.
Is this episode.
Well, we see when Monica comes out, but that's it. At the end of episode 3, when Monica gets thrown out, we see her fall out of it, but we don't know.
Right, we see her fall out, but that's the last little bit of cliffhanger. That's nothing. That's essentially. But this is the first time we're seeing actual reality.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So Monica gets sucked in.
She pulls up to Westview and meets.
And so she flies a drone in, and that drone turns out to be
the red helicopter.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is what the drones that were used during that era. So that's why the drones convert to whatever they convert to, because they're.
Time out. You're saying that there were drones in that era?
Yes. They used helicopters.
That wasn't just a toy helicopter?
No, it was not a toy helicopter. And they solidify that later in a couple more episodes.
Really?
Yes.
I missed that.
I'll explain when we get there.
Okay.
Let me see. So Monica, she flies the drone. It disappears. They have no footage. She gets closer. She gets sucked in. And then...
Does she get sucked in? I thought she pushes through.
The second time she pushes through. Because she uses her power.
Oh, this went back in time. You're right. Sorry. This showed how she got in there.
The first time.
Yes. Okay, I'm with you.
Before she got thrown out.
Correct.
So whatever. So that happens.
That's why she didn't get her powers the first time in, right?
She got her powers the first time in.
If you go back on the second one, it shows when she's forcing through, it shows the photon stuff happening.
She's getting more power. So this is the third time she's going through the hex. When she goes back in, that's the third time, because she went in and then she got thrown out. So she's gone through the probability storm in the hex.
Twice already.
This is now the third time after the engine tank thingy doesn't go through.
Yeah.
She takes her helmet off, she pushes through.
Yeah.
She like phases through it.
Yeah.
Which is what her powers are as photon.
Yeah.
I'll explain more.
Really? Because I saw when we were first watching this episode or this show, I saw that as that's where she got her powers.
Wait. Just hold on. We'll get there. Okay, it's her X gene being activated.
Right, which that's what I'm saying is that didn't happen the first two times because they were so quick. They were boom in, boom out. So her body didn't have time to go through that stress of her being forced through for the X gene to activate, is what I'm saying.
No. So she wouldn't have survived being thrown out the hex the first time if she didn't have powers.
Right. But what I'm saying is her powers didn't activate until she forced her way through it. Because, yeah, if you have that X gene in you, you're going to survive it. But it doesn't mean that it activates.
I think it activated. And most people, I think if we chat with most people, it activated the first time she got in. And every time she went in and out, she got more grasp of what she's able to do. Because when she forced herself back in, that's when she was able to land with her photon powers and stop Wanda.
Yeah, I disagree on that. I don't think that she got it the first two times.
What's my name? Nerd with the what?
I've proved you to be wrong before, so don't make me do it again.
Rarely.
Go ahead.
With this one, I'm sure. Anyways.
So this one we see from Thor.
Darcy Lewis.
Yeah,
Darcy. So she comes and they're in this. She's like, "Oh, this is a full clown car." She makes a funny joke with everyone. She's like, "So," she asks that one guy. She's like, "So what do you do?" And then he's like, "We're not supposed to talk about it." She's like, "Okay, you're lame." Mm-hmm. And so everyone like astrophysicist, this, and she's like,
engineer.
Yeah, they go through all these fucking things, and then she's like, he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a whatever." She's like, "Nobody cares," because I asked you the first time, you didn't fucking tell me. Now you want to fucking tell me because everyone else did. Mm-hmm. So she starts doing this reading, and she gets a colossal amount of CMBR, which is relic radiation predating, dating back to the Big Bang. Mm. That's what CMBR is. And then she's like, there is like this underlining frequency of like some CMBR and with another frequency that she's seeing on these wavelengths, this little handheld that she has.
Which CMBR could be a way of identifying reality warping magic, because if it's having to do with the Big Bang, which essentially created reality, that's probably like a way to identify chaos magic.
No, it's
how would it not?
It's an acronym. So CMBR is cosmic. I don't know what the M and the B radiation.
Right.
So it's radiation.
No, I understand it. I understand that, but chaos magic could come off as radiation, like when you're identifying it. My point is, she's altering reality, so that's affecting actual reality. You're gonna tell me that that's not some form of radiation? It has to be.
Oh, okay. Yes, you explained it better the second time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair point. Yes, absolutely. Because any reality warping or these weird time jump things, it's all
anything that affects molecules is essentially a radiation. It's
cosmic radiation.
Yes. Some form of radiation.
Because the dark magic that Heimdall uses for the Bifrost, that's radiation.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're
that's
in
why
agreement.
it singes the fucking lawn.
Oh yeah, that's true. The lawn maintenance must suck every time.
Yeah,
the
seriously, he has no regard for lawn maintenance.
That's right. He does make that joke.
Yeah.
So whatever. So he's like, she's like,
imagine
I need it.
just mowing, and the fucking Thor comes out. What the fuck?
You just laid out fresh moss.
Yeah, like dude, you've got to fix that now.
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna need an old TV, like not flat, and then
like not flat. Yeah,
like
funny.
not flat.
Uh-huh.
And then Darcy. It turns out
analog she needs.
Yeah, it turns out at the end of episode 3, we see
the B-Man.
We see a hand, like it's like an end credit scene. We see like a hand, watching
a
the
TV
Wandavision
screen. Yeah, and that was Darcy.
It turns out in the next episode we find out it was Darcy's hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "Oh, so Jimmy goes, so the universe made a sitcom starring 2 Avengers? Like, what the fuck's going on?" And what's his face? Hayward is just being a total dick. And he's like, "I need a complete analysis on this immediately. You do this." And he's like, "How do I know you?" or some bullshit like that. And he's like a total dick.
Yeah.
And so whatever. She's the only one that had any breakthrough on the fucking on a radiation and finding the streaming of whatever the sitcoms are.
Yeah.
So and he doesn't give her any acknowledgement.
No, he's a complete asshole.
And then everyone disappears. She's like, "So can I get that coffee finally?"
Yeah.
No.
And that's what I love about Darcy, dude, is that she always got those little like one-liners of like
all her characters she's ever played.
Yeah, because that's her.
Yes.
I feel like she's the female version of Ryan Reynolds.
Huh.
Because her personality is in most of her characters.
Okay. She's a version of it. Yes. I think Blake Lively is the female version of him.
Disagree, dude. Name one in her movies that you see Blake Lively during that character.
A Simple Favor.
A Simple Favor.
Yeah, with Anna Kendrick. Blake Lively
I haven't seen that
is
one.
a boss, and she doesn't take anyone's shit from nobody.
In most her other roles, you don't see Blake Lively's personality like you do every single role Ryan Reynolds does.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, I love Darcy. I think she was great in Two Broke Girls. I think she was great in what's the one something Infinite Playlist or whatever.
Oh, Zach and
Nora's Infinite.
Zach and Nora.
Yeah.
Something about Nora. Yeah, Nick and Nora.
Yeah.
There it is.
Dude, I think she's a killer actress. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything I don't like.
Really quick. Mm-hmm. So this one, it says that she got it by entering the hex, but it doesn't. Hold on. Thank you. I told you I was right. First, she was pulled in accidentally. Then, as Wanda threw...
Where are you looking at this? Marvel Wiki?
Sportskita.com.
If it's not Marvel Wiki, I don't believe it.
Why?
Because Marvel Wiki is control... I'm not even talking in this fucking microphone. Marvel Wiki is more of an accurate source than just a random Google search. Marvel Wiki is where most of my information, because it's correlated with either comics or movie related. So if it's not in Marvel Wiki, I don't believe it.
Go ahead, do what you're talking about.
But no, I was just gonna talk about Kat Dennings and some of her shit that she does, and I love all her everything she does.
I love the way she's built too.
She is a very beautiful woman.
Hot diggity.
But she has hella funny movies. She's been in all the Thor movies.
I love her.
Yeah, absolutely. She voiced herself as Darcy in the What If series. She's not really gone. She's not going anywhere. Let's see. When was the last time we seen her? Oh, What If was the last project she did. That's crazy. Sandman, Dollface.
Is real quick, look at my screen. Is this Marvel Wiki?
Yes, sir.
That is Marvel Wiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Photon Comics and Photon, make sure it's like MCU, whoever you look up. Yeah. But anyways, let's go through this episode more. So Mrs. Hart, turns out her real name in New Jersey was Sharon Davis. And she is in Agatha Harkness. Or Agatha
All Along.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, is that what it's called, the show? They changed it like a bunch of fucking times.
No, it changed a bunch, but that
was... Agatha All Along. You're right. So, yeah, her name in real MCU life is... what did I just say it was?
I don't know.
Sharon Davis?
Okay.
Yeah, Sharon Davis is who she is. And she's also in Agatha. And then Jimmy and Darcy, they see Monica. And then they go... and they talk to... Nope, I lied to you. First, they try to send a transmission. And while they're sending the transmission, that's when we confirm and find out that it was Darcy sending a transmission of Jimmy talking into the microphone, pitching his voice into that the radio.
The radio, yeah.
So now we confirm that they were trying to make contact from the outside. And obviously that fails. And then they send... this is when they're looking at the screen and they finally see... She drops her Maruchan. Remember, she drops her Maruchan.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, and then that's
was that actual Maruchan?
Yeah, it was a cup and soup, but it said Maruchan on it. Yeah,
it did say Maruchan.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she sees Monica in there. She's playing that new role, Gwendolyn, and so she's like, how did she get in there? She's like, she doesn't look like she's like forcefully in there, and then so they find out that she's alive, but they haven't gotten her back. So that's when Hayward sends in this somebody in like this, seems to be like some suit to protect him, but it doesn't really do much because as he's going through the sewer, he gets morphed into this B guy, and that's who we find out who the B guy was. And the line that was connected to him turns into a jump rope. So everything, all the reality just rewarped. It's crazy. Yeah, and this episode really just kind of solidifies that, all right, Hayward is a dick, and he is up to no good. He has a hidden agenda, and that's where I see it in episode 4. I'm like, all right, something's not right. This guy's ready to fucking do something. And then they catch that Wanda is, like, screening the episode, and this is where they catch some of the glitches. So now Jimmy and Darcy are seeing the glitching happen. She's like, what the fuck just happened? And as it flips back, now we know... when Vision comes back from outside talking to Herb and Agatha, she sees him as the corpse now.
Oh right,
this is where she sees him as the corpse. And like, she like snaps back into reality, and she's like, all right, makes him back into not a corpse.
Because he's talking as the corpse, right?
Yeah, he's the walking corpse the entire time. But she fucks with everyone's vision to see him as the normal Vision.
No.
Yeah.
No, because she creates him from her. So how does she...
Because she stole... We see the footage later on in further episodes. She stole Vision's body.
Right, but we watched Vision come out of her.
Yeah.
When she created the whole hex, Vision literally grew from her.
Yeah. Yeah, the essence of it. But to keep him there, she uses his corpse.
Oh.
And that's how Hayward's able to track him.
Oh, to Westview?
No, as he's in Westview.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's how he's able to find out where she's doing all this, because he's in Westview.
No. They find out because of Monica Rambeau disappearing, because she gets sent there. And then Jimmy reaches out the source.
because she shows up when Jimmy Woo's already on the outside of Westview.
Correct, because Hayward sends her. So Hayward doesn't think he thinks it's just a missing person case. He doesn't know that Vision's there. Then when he gets tipped off that his agent gets sent in, then he's like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And then
who was the missing person?
It's Ralph Boner.
Her husband, Ralph?
No, Ralph Boner, Pietro Quicksilver, the actor.
Oh, right.
He's the one he has like an ankle bracelet.
Maybe that's Ralph, where she's getting Ralph from, is that guy's name.
Nah.
His actual name.
No, Ralph is her husband.
Dude, she doesn't have a husband.
She does, but it's not an alien. It's a fucking demon.
Her Agatha's real husband is a demon named Ralph?
They don't ever confirm what the name, but it's a fucking demon, her familiar.
That's my point, is that she named her husband Ralph probably off of that dude's name.
Oh, because of Ralph Boner. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Boner. Because he does it in the movie. He does it in the show. He laughs at it. He does it. I was copying him.
And he's immature.
Yes, very immature. So whatever.
Bro, where do you get facts from this shit? Because everywhere I go, there's nothing. It's not telling me anything.
I'll find it and I'll have it ready. Trust me.
Nah, bullshit, I'm finding it.
Well, we got to get through this episode.
By all means, go for it. I'm still looking this up.
All right, so the broadcast happens and then it ends, and then Monica gets thrown out again, and we get to see her actually fly out and fly through it. And Wanda shot her through multiple freaking walls in the house, and then sends her flying. She goes through other shit. She goes through the hex, comes out, and she's like out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows that Wanda's the one that's controlling this hex. She's now starts to grasp her powers a little bit more. And Vision again becomes very suspicious of her. And then now episode 5, on a very special episode is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the Full House episode, which is a tribute to her sisters, her big sisters. They got their big break in
oh, right.
in the Full House. Mm-hmm. Elizabeth and not Elizabeth, Mary-Kate and Ashley. The babies won't go to sleep. I don't miss those days.
Yeah.
And then her power doesn't work on them to make them shut up or go to sleep. And then they laugh. So I was like, that's interesting. More Mephisto things are popping in my mind. Okay. I'm like, why can't she control them? Mephisto. That was my first initial thought.
You just wanted Mephisto to be the answer. So bad.
Oh, absolutely. Agnes walks in magically when she can't control the kids, and this is the episode where I get really, really sus on Agnes. And I start thinking, okay, Agatha Harkness, she could be a witch. Excuse me.